Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the linen. Now this has been a while since we've done a linen replay. I can't remember the last time that it was here, to be honest. But we are back on Warrior's Path as well, and we spawned in the southern spawn on the left flank, which is a side I'm not that familiar with. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, but we do have pretty good matchmaking here, though there are some interesting things that happen here. Like, first of all, the destroyer that spawns with me doesn't exist, which is always a plus. Anytime you get a destroyer spawn next to you, it's always best that they do not play for at least 40 seconds, and then they immediately DC and stop playing altogether. That's what everybody wants on their team, right? I don't know what's going on with all the DCs lately. I'm giving the person benefit of the doubt. It's the game server DCing him and he just can't connect back. That's my assumption. It's not the fact the dude just like started playing and then just stopped playing because he had something better to do. But yeah, it's one of those things that I get really frustrated with because it really does hurt the team, especially with something as crucial as a destroyer. And you're going to see, having a destroyer out on this flank would have really come in handy, especially for my teammates, because while I have the ability to think and breathe at the same time and anticipate where a destroyer is going to be and what they're going to be doing, my teammates don't always do the same. And so they need a little bit more support. And yeah, we're going to push in. We're going to use the island as cover. I don't like to go all the way outside because it leaves you really open to the destroyers, at least in my opinion. So I like to kind of come to the inside here and take a look at what I got. Also, coming to the inside actually leaves you a lot better potential for crossfires, as a lot of people like to stay inside of that big island where the Bismarck is on the left side. A lot of people like to stay to the inside of that. You can see as soon as we look, we've got Bismarck, but we also have Black here. So we're going to try to take a shot at the Black. He turns hard, so he's actually made himself a pretty easy target if we can get some dispersion. Not the best looking shot, but we do manage to hit him with 2 shells, which is a lot better than I thought we were going to get. So 2,800 damage done to the Black. Now, Black is a radar destroyer, and if I had to guess, I'd say our Fletcher's probably radared right about now. But the Fletcher's doing the right thing. And, you know, this is going to be, it should be in the title, but the title is literally knowing when to disengage. There are huge moments in every match where sometimes you just got to understand that you have to disengage. You can't just take everything at all the time. You will die. So knowing when to disengage and when to re-engage, which is the other crucial part of that, is a huge advantage for your team. Now we take a shot at the superstructure on the Bismarck and we get very good dispersion actually, hitting him with 4 shells, getting 4 full pins on that superstructure, taking us up to 10,000 damage done for the match, which again isn't the greatest. Now here the Bismarck starts to make a really bad or ill-advised turn to get away from our Odin, who is charging forward, and our Odin's about to eat all the torpedoes from the Ostergotland that is on this side, and yeah. Unfortunately, Odin goes down. Now, he does get some torpedoes away, but are they going to hit the Bismarck? Bismarck almost guaranteed to be running his sonar right now. We're going to try to get around this island, get a good shot into him. He's actually turning all the way out, and I think he manages to dodge all these torpedoes, which is real unfortunate. But we get around the corner, fire the guns a little too soon, but we do manage to destroy the Bismarck's rear turret, one of them, and we managed to immediately get set on fire by the Bismarck secondary. You can't make it up, folks. It's just the way it goes. But Bismarck's going to be kind of a problem for us because he isn't going to die very quickly. My teammates don't know how to do damage to him. Then we've got this Leon out here who's taking broadside shots at us, and we know that the destroyer's here because we've already seen his torpedo. So while I was looking to hit the freaking Leon here, I'm like, okay, the bigger threat right now is this Bismarck who just slapped the crap out of me. And I was like, no, you are not giving him that much damage on me angled in a linen. Now, obviously, we knew torpedoes were likely to be coming, so we're able to reverse behind the island, use the island for cover, and stay safe. Teammates, on the other hand, I have no idea if they're safe or not. So we're going to continue to try to take this Bismarck out. Notice we're the only ones actually trying to finish this Bismarck off. There's the second rack of torps from the Ostergotland. So we're going to try to, again, finish off this freaking Bismarck, shooting at his superstructure. We know we can take him down, but we're getting just terrible dispersion all of a sudden and not able to finish the man off. And then the Ostergotland decides he thinks about coming out. Now, obviously, a destroyer wouldn't do something like this unless they're trying to launch torps, so you got to keep that in mind. I know that these new Pan-Euro destroyers have fast reloading torpedoes. Not quite as fast as like the Germans, but they are fast torpedoes as well. So you got to keep that in mind. Now here, I was hoping that the Ostergotland was going to push out. He never does. The Leon is out there trying to get away. Bismarck makes a fatal turn towards me, and again, this should be death for him. And then we start getting spammed by a freaking Cleveland. So yeah, this is not preferable. Okay, we are in a crossfire of all not good things. We've got a DPM cruiser on my right. We've got a battleship with secondaries off to my bow, which we just took all of his health. And now that our teammates are shooting at the Bismarck, finally, they take him down. And that means I can focus on this Cleveland, who has vastly underestimated my turret traverse. And he's going to be caught out in the open. And it almost costs him his life. Now, he does turn slightly out, which I think actually saves his life a little bit, because I didn't recognize that. But we get a really good hit on him. We get 6 penetrations, 5 are overpens, and then 1 citadel hit. We do use the island once again to dodge the torpedoes. Again, anticipating torpedoes and being able to avoid them is a huge advantage. Especially when you have fast torpedoes coming at you. Knowing where those torpedoes are likely coming from and what you can do to dodge them is huge. Now, Leon, not a big threat unless we chase him, right? He's a kite. What do we say all the time about chasing kites? It's just not a good strategy, right? The only time kiting away works is if people are dumb enough to chase them. So we're not going to be dumb enough to chase them. Now here, we actually could have gotten caught, big time. He gets a good salvo into us, but given what we took, it could have been much worse. Russian battleships broadsides, notorious for being dev-struck, okay? And there was plenty of rounds coming in AP that could have been deadly. Now, obviously, my play at this point is to come over here and try to get rid of this Cleveland that we touched. We know we took all of his health. Now, the 2 battleships that were behind me are going to continue to A, push that Leon, and B, get their butts kicked by the Ostergotland. There's nothing I can do about that. This is where we disengage from the Leon. And the Leon's still punching us, man. There's not a whole lot I can do about him all the way out there. Okay, he's right on the edge of our range. Yeah, we could take shots at him, but at this point, we are actually trying to re-engage over here and go back to a position where we can help the team. Now, also, there's a destroyer over here. The guy that started to play and then disconnected or just stopped playing, whatever happened. But we're going to try to get some shots from crossfires on these King George and other battleships that are over here. Or battleship and cruiser. And then, obviously, Cleveland has decided he wants to get re-involved. And this is actually really bad for me. He double fires me immediately, meaning I have to burn that damage con. I'm trying at this point to get to that destroyer for will to rebuild. Now, obviously, my Russian commanders are not leveled up quite as much as my American commanders. And so I am actually in a world of hurt, because I have a reduced range on my will to rebuild, and if he gets a second fire here before I get behind this island, he kills me. But fortunately for me, he only gets the single fire. We do get a potential damage con eventually. We don't want to use it, because once we get in will to rebuild will actually keep us alive through a single fire and be repairing us. So that's where we're headed. You can see I'm full steam ahead. I don't even know if I'm going to make it. It's very close. And we are spotted by the Ostergotland behind us. And potentially the King George ahead of us. And if this Cleveland starts pounding on us again, or somebody else takes a shot, we're dead. Fortunately, the Fletcher manages to kill the King George, which allows us to go dark for a split second. The Cleveland vastly screws up again. He's angled, and he's headed towards the freaking island. We managed to smash him, get rid of him, getting our second citadel on him. But he gets a salvo away just as we get into will to rebuild. He hits the fire, and this is where I told you guys that one single fire will not kill a battleship at high tiers in will to rebuild. It's just not going to. A single fire, you'll heal through it. You'll be gaining HP. Now, Nagi out here, broadside on it, begging for it. We're going to go ahead and reach out, try to touch him. We've got 88,000 damage. Haven't done a lot of damage, but we're still alive. We're still making an impact. even if it's not the craziest amount of damage. And we have taken a lot of damage. But we get a good hit on the Nagato, not a whole lot of damage. But we've managed to take him down to very little health with the help of our 2 teammates behind us in the battleships. And you can see I'm letting this burn out. There's no reason for me to use my last damage con on this because we are gaining health. Colorado has taken a beating, so has Gneisenau. Again, could be the Leon has done that to them, but I think it's mostly the Ostergotland. Now, obviously, Nagato gets spotted again. We take the shot, and this looks beautiful. And we're not the only ones shooting at him either. The Colorado takes a hit on him, and then he actually gets the kill. And I'm like, where did my shells go? I'm assuming they fell short because it looked like they should have hit him. Or maybe he just got the kill right as my shells got there. But Ostergotland comes out. He's actually going to get in a fight with our Fletcher. And we're going to be right here to help shoot this guy. Now, Fletcher starts the engagement with lower hit points. So he doesn't really want to stay in this fight. And I get that. And because the Ostergotland had fired his guns, he's still spotted by the cruiser that's in front. Maybe he's radar too. I don't know. But I know the Ostergotland doesn't get smoke. The Fletcher does. So the Fletcher's able to disengage, but the Ostergotland is not. And he's getting punished for his transgressions here as our cruiser is just wrecking him. And we take this final shot here at the Ostergotland just to make sure that he goes down. But Mines manages to finish him off, and then, of course, Leon gets spotted coming back towards us. So we're going to try to put ourselves in a position to hit him. Now, we've taken everything we can from this destroyer, and, of course, the Ostergotland, in one last final bid to try to maybe hit us, launches torpedoes in our direction, and, yeah, he missed by a mile. I don't know if he thought we were going to reverse more, but we managed to reverse at an angle. Leon starts to kite away. Again, he's at our max range. We can't actually hit him. We've got a huge points lead. Our team is going to win this fight. He's not doing anything to help his team at this point. Hasn't really done anything to help his team up to this point other than maybe the damage he got on me plus a little bit of damage possibly on the Gneisenau and the Colorado. But we take a shot with 2 of our guns over the top of Mount Everest and manage to, I think, score a couple of penetrations here on the Leon. I lied. We completely missed him. That's just the way it goes, I suppose. But, again, we're going to put ourselves in a position between these 2 islands to at least try to hit this Leon. Russian battleships aren't known for their sniping abilities. Like, they get a boost inside 12 kilometers to their accuracy. And so that's where you want to stay if you can. Get inside close to where you can actually hit your target. But they do occasionally give you some decent hits at range, but it tends to want to be up close and personal. And you can see we switch back. We got to try to stay off the island, and we're going to be able to use our guns on the other side. Now, that's the beauty of having the guns all at the front like this, is they're all capable of being where you need them to be very quickly. They don't all have to rotate all the way back around like on most battleships if you want to switch sides, because they're all forward-facing. But, yeah, we managed to get a much better salvo this time. And the third turret didn't quite make it, but we clapped him pretty hard. 118,000 damage currently. The game's almost over. There's not much left. So if we can get 1 or 2 more decent hits here, he should be dead. Like, he's burning. He's got multiple people shooting at him. He's got the mines shooting at him. We're taking a shot at him. And watch these shells. We don't lead him very well. We do get a couple of hits, and of course we leave him with just enough to get away, and then our last shell hits the freaking turret and does nothing. So you gotta love that. But we do manage to get a fireproof on top of it. But overall, I think that was a pretty solid showcase of the Lenin fireproof, high caliber, top of the leaderboard, 2200 or 2300 base XP essentially. So let me know, do you guys like the Lenin? Do you like the other Russian battleships? If so, let me know down in the comments below. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.